Hello, everybody, and welcome to Virtual Group Fitness. My name is Avi. I'm so glad you guys could be with me here tonight for our Yin Restorative Yoga class. So, what we're going to be doing tonight is we're going to be doing a lot of grounding, rooting postures on our mat tonight. We won't be doing any standing or balancing postures. We're really going to focus on being mindful with our body and focusing on our breath. And I'll have a few breathing techniques throughout class that'll guide us through that. So don't worry. For class tonight, I recommend having either a blanket or a towel with me tonight. I have 2 yoga blocks, and I'll instruct when to use these throughout class, but mainly they're here to help support us in our poses tonight, to take some of that pressure off of our joints, off of our muscles to get a nice, deeper stretch. Sounds good? Sounds perfect. All right, a few reminders before we get started. First and foremost, make sure you have enough space to move around you so you don't hit anything or anyone. Secondly, but also super important, guys, please listen to your body. Throughout class, I'm going to be saying going 25%, going 50%, or going to that first edge. With tonight, we want to be very gentle with our body to give it that nice restorative rest that it needs. And number 3, if your video is having trouble connecting, if you access through the KSU Sports Rec, you can go and re-access this class through the link that was sent to you, or you can access this class afterwards on our YouTube channel. This will be posted there. All right, and with that being said, let's get started tonight. Now, we're going to begin tonight in child's pose. So slowly we're going to make our way onto all fours, placing our palms into the earth, bringing our knees below our hips, and bringing the tops of our feet onto the mat. Relaxing our elbows, if we'd like, we can give them a gentle shake. Rolling our shoulders down our spine, we'll slowly bring our big toes to touch, and if we'd like, we can bring our knees a little bit wider than hip width distance. And if we'd like, we can take our blanket or our towel and place it above our calves, right where our knees make that right angle. We'll take a deep inhale in through our nose, and then we'll slowly bring our hips back to our heels, walking our palms out in front of us, bringing our forehead to rest on our mat. And if it's uncomfortable to have our forehead resting into our mat, we can take, we can take that second blanket or that towel and rest our forehead on that surface, if you would like. Just a little option for class tonight. Wonderful, guys. And while we're here, I invite you to rest your forearms on our mat, feeling the contact with our fingertips, our forearms, our elbows, just gently resting above the surface. Feeling our knees sinking into the earth's crust, feeling our feet resting above the surface. And while we're here, we're going to go through our first breathing technique, 4, 7, 8. So we're going to inhale for 4 seconds, pause our breath for 7 seconds, and then slowly exhale for 8. Don't worry, I'll walk us through it. All right, so first let's exhale all that air that we have. We can do an open mouth exhale, and exhale out through our nose, just emptying our lungs, allowing room for a new beginning. And then very slowly we're going to inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, and then holding for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then slowly release that air, release that tension for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Excellent, guys. And just noticing the effect that our breath has on our mind and on our body. Just taking note of that. And then once again, we'll exhale all the air, creating space in our lungs. We'll slowly inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, holding for 7, 6,
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And slowly exhale that air out for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And using that breath to calm our nervous system, to bring us back to the present, to bring us onto our mat. Leaving what happens in our day off of our mat, and anything in the past to focus on our present state. To relax on our mat. We slowly crawl our fingertips to the top right corner, stretching the left side of our body. Holding here for 2 deep breaths in through our nose. And slowly exhale out through our nose. And one more time, one more inhale and exhale. And then when we're ready, we'll claw those fingertips back to the center of our mat. Reaching out, stretching our spine, feeling it from our tailbone all the way through our fingertips. And then slowly we'll exhale, bring those fingers to the top left corner of our mat. And child's pose is a fantastic pose because it stretches our spine, the sides of our body, and opens our hips up a little bit. And it's a great resting pose for centering us for our practice. And on that next exhale, we'll walk those fingertips back to center. Inhale. And then last exhale. We'll slowly bring ourselves up on that inhale.
And then we'll remove that blanket from beneath us, placing it right to our side, just so we can bring ourselves into a seated position. Now we have a couple options for our seated position. We'll bring ourselves to sit on top of that blanket or that towel, and we can sit with our legs long out in front of us, removing that fluff from beneath us. Or we can have our second option of Sukhasana or easy seat, bringing our legs to a gentle cross. Just very gentle. We don't want to have this cross too tight because we want to allow space in our muscles. And why we sit on that elevated surface, that blanket or that towel, is because it opens up our hips a little bit more and gives them a bit more space. Fantastic. And very slowly we'll inhale our palms up towards sky. Slowly bring those fingertips together, reaching up, up, up towards the sky, feeling our sit bone root into the earth, imagining that our spine is a nice tall tree trunk, super sturdy, and then we'll interlace our fingertips, which can be our branches, flipping our palms up towards sky, noticing which pinky you have facing the sun. I have my left pinky facing the sun. We're just going to take a quick note of that. And slowly we'll exhale to the right, feeling the stretch in our upper back. But not going as far as where we want our back to crack, just when we first feel that stretch, that first edge, just 25%. Being gentle with our body tonight. We'll slowly inhale back up to sky. Stretch, 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 stretch. Nice tall tree up towards the sun, and we'll exhale, maintaining that length, going over to our left side. Wonderful, guys, and slowly bring it back up. Deep inhale, exhale those arms down by our sides. Give our arms a gentle shake, super gentle. And then once again, we'll bring those tree branches up towards the sun, rooting into the earth. Nice, tall, sturdy tree trunk here. And then we'll interlace our fingertips, flipping our palms up. But quick note, guys, remembering which pinky we have closest to the sun, we're going to reverse that. So now my right pinky finger is facing the sun. And slowly we'll exhale to the right. Deep inhale in through our nose and exhale. Bringing our attention to our breath in our class tonight. And slowly we'll exhale to the left, keeping our mind present,
just by focusing on that breath, releasing the stress and the tension in our mind and in our body tonight, allowing our breath to do that slowly. Exhale, bring our arms down by our sides, rolling those shoulder blades up and down our back, shining that chest forward, and rolling the shoulder blades up towards our ears and down our spine. We'll slowly bring that left arm across our chest, hooking it with our right, rolling those shoulder blades down, and just allowing this arm to stretch all the way through our shoulder, through our bicep, and just relaxing those palms, those wrists here. Deep inhale in through our nose. And then exhale, release those arms, give them a gentle shake, and then bring that right arm across our chest, hooking it with our left, rolling those shoulder blades down away from our ears, creating that space and feeling that nice stretch. Relaxing those wrists. Deep inhale in through our nose, and exhale out from our nose, releasing those arms, gentle shake. Bring that right palm to that left knee, and bring those left fingertips to crawl behind us, giving ourselves a gentle spinal twist. Remembering that tall tree trunk rooting into the earth, rolling those shoulder blades down our back. Just giving ourselves a gentle stretch here. Just going 25%. And if we feel that we've gone too far and that we can't breathe as deeply in this pose, let's just slowly come out of it. Take a deep breath in through our nose. And then exhale, come back into the spinal twist very gently, very slowly, taking our gaze to follow that twist. Deep inhale in through our nose for 1, 2, 3, 4, holding for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And slowly exhale with control, letting go of that stress, that tension. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And if we'd like, we can briefly close our eyes here, relaxing our face, relaxing our forehead, and just noticing, breathing into that spinal twist. And slowly we'll come out of this twist on our next exhale. And then noticing a difference in the right and left side of our body, just taking a note of that, being mindful with ourselves, and bringing our attention to our body is so important. We'll slowly bring that left palm to our right knee, and slowly walk those right fingertips back, coming into the spinal twist on the opposite side. And if we notice a difference here from our left and right side, that's perfectly fine. The dominant side of our body tends to be a bit more flexible than the other. But in our practice, we want to create that balance and that equilibrium in our body, so that each side is always functioning at the best that it can. And then once again, if we feel that we've come a little bit too far into this stretch, and that first edge is really intense, we can slowly come out of this twist. Take a moment to recenter. Deep inhale in through our nose. And then we can slowly exhale, bringing that palm to that knee, walking those fingertips back very gently. Bringing those shoulders down away from our ear. Feeling our sit bones root down deep into the earth. And that nice sturdy tree trunk for our spine that can't be moved. Whatever's thrown at it, it's not budging, it's staying where it is. Slowly, we're going to exhale out all that air. And slowly inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. And pause that breath for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And slowly exhale that air with control for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then very gently come out of this twist. Noticing that difference in the right and left side. We're more than welcome to take a baby twist to the other side. And then bring it back to the opposite side once again. And now guys, slowly walk that left palm out to our side. Remembering that sturdy tree trunk. Bring that right arm up towards the sky. Reach, 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 reach. Like you're trying to grab something on the top shelf. Really reach, reach. And then slowly bring that arm overhead and slowly walk those left fingertips out. And then imagining that there's a giant beach ball or a super plushy marshmallow right in between this little triangle that we created here to really create that length in that spine. We spend a lot of our day sitting down at our desk or laying in our bed, and our spine needs to have that length in that space for that good posture, and just to have that length to release that tension in our low back, which is also why we sit on that block, as it helps release some of that low back pain, that low back tension that builds up throughout the day. And we'll slowly take that arm overhead into the earth's surface. And then slowly bring that left palm up overhead. Reach, reach, reach for that item on the top shelf. You've almost got it, you've almost got it. And now bring it overhead. Walking those fingertips out. Imagining that giant beach ball and that triangle that we created. Really just reaching still with that hand. And deep inhale in through our nose. And exhale out through our nose. With each inhale, just noticing how our diaphragm rises and falls. With each purposeful breath that we take, we're strengthening that muscle, the diaphragm, that can only be worked through breathing, through purposeful, deep breathing. And that's exactly what we do in our class. We're giving that diaphragm a good workout. Wonderful, guys. Slowly bring that palm back into the earth's surface. And then bring those palms on top of both of your knees. If we're in staff pose, we can place our palms right on that low thigh. We don't want to place them on our kneecaps, just right in that low thigh. And if we are in Sukhasana, we are more than welcome to flip the crossing of our legs. It feels a bit weird at first because our body's so used to doing something that when we flip it the other way, our mind kind of has to take a second to get used to it. But it's just adding to that mindfulness in our bodies, paying attention to just the slightest differences has the biggest impact, guys. It really does. And then once again, slowly bring those palms on top of our knees. Shine that chest forward like a proud lion. Really rolling those shoulders back, engaging our back here. Wonderful. Really rounding those shoulders down. And then on our exhale, round that spine. Bring that chin to our chest. Rounding the top of our spine. Giving ourselves a nice stretch here. We're opening up the back. And then slowly we'll inhale once again to that proud lion to open up our chest, open up our heart center. Giving us a little bit of energy. And slowly once again, we'll bring that chin to our chest, rounding our spine, almost creating a domed bowl shape. I like to think of it as. And slowly exhale. And then our next inhale, we'll come to a neutral seated position here, with our shoulders down our back. We'll slowly remove that block from beneath us, rolling ourselves into a mermaid sit. We'll have our block right beside us, and we're slowly going to bring that left hip, that left thigh onto that block, making that right shin parallel with the top of our mat. We'll slowly bring that left leg behind us, making a 90-degree angle. This is the 90-90 stretch. As both of our legs are making a 90-degree angle, we'll slowly bring those fingertips onto the earth, shining that chest forward. Deep inhale, and then slowly exhale onto our forearms. Wonderful. And why we place that block beneath our hip is because if we don't, it can be really stressful on our hip joint. So what this does is it creates that space to give our hips a gentle stretch. And to stretch our glutes, our inner thigh. And just relax our muscles, getting a nice, deep connected tissue stretch. Our thighs tend to hold so much tension. And it's so important that we give them a nice, gentle stretch. Because we use our legs every day, so it's so important that we give them the rest and the stretch that they need. And if we'd like, if we want to rest our forehead on the ground, we can take that second blanket or towel and rest our forehead on top, just to alleviate some of that pressure off of our neck. Soften our ankles. Soften our knees. Relaxing the glutes. Allowing ourselves with each exhale just to let go. The challenge that yin yoga poses hold for us is that they're still and they're quiet. That we're just left with the racing thoughts in our mind. And then yin, we want to slow down these thoughts that just crowd our mind and prevent us from thinking clearly. So we use that breath and we focus that attention away from those thoughts. And we focus on that breath to create the stillness in our postures, to then parallel the stillness in our mind. Which is so challenging in such a yang lifestyle that we're all in. Always thinking from one thing to the next. And just in these 30 minutes, we just take that time to ourselves to slow down, give ourselves a chance to breathe. Literally, giving ourselves a chance to breathe. Just help us throughout our day. And slowly exhale all that air. And slowly inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. And slowly hold for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And slowly on our next inhale, rise up. Bringing that back leg forward, we'll slowly slide off that blanket or that block, towel, place it on the opposite side, swing our legs over, and then we'll bring that left hip onto that block. So slowly bring ourselves on top. Bring that back leg to that 90-degree angle. Just allowing ourselves to get comfortable here. We'll slowly bring those fingertips onto the earth's surface. Inhale, shine that chest forward. And then once we're ready, we can slowly work down onto our forearms. Bring that forehead, if we had before, onto that block or that blanket, whatever we had. Relaxing the shoulders down. Relaxing our toes. Relaxing the arch of our foot. Releasing our ankles. Feeling our feet go heavy into the earth. We'll soften our knees. Feel this gentle stretch in our hips, our inner thigh. And then we'll slowly soften our glutes, just letting them relax. Feel this stretch. Feeling supported by the earth and supported by our props. And feeling empowered with our breath. And with each breath that we take, we feel the inhale becoming deeper and the exhale becoming longer. Really allowing ourselves to let go of that stress, of that thought that can't seem to get out of our head. Just take a deep exhale and just let it go. It's not serving you, let it go. It's not giving you a purpose, let it go. If it doesn't make you happy, let it go. And take a deep exhale, releasing all that air, that tension, those thoughts. Creating space for a new beginning, a new thought, a new journey. Slowly inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, holding for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And slowly exhale for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Just slowly here, just breathe deep into that low belly, giving ourselves permission to let go. Not think about the next few minutes, but just to stay here and breathe. And then support in the earth and our thoughts, and the strength with each inhale and exhale. On our next inhale, we slowly bring ourselves to rise up, not in any rush, just slowly rising up, taking that blanket or that towel beside us, and then slowly bringing our feet onto the earth's surface, bringing those knees to our chest, and slowly roll back. Very gentle, guys, slow rolls. And then gently rock from side to side. And so we give ourselves a nice tight hug, because we deserve it. And slowly release, letting go, letting those feet fall into the top of our mat. And slowly windshield over our legs from side to side. And then when we're ready, we can walk those feet long out in front of us. Bring those arms up by our ears. And slowly give ourselves a nice full body stretch like we just woke up from the best nap ever. You know what I'm talking about? Where we have little like blanket scars on our face because we just passed out and we're just waking up. And slowly release, and that exhale, release those arms down by our sides. Bring those palms facing the earth. Moving those shoulder blades into the mat. Having our feet slightly apart from one another. The faces of our feet falling out side by side. Softening our ankles. Relaxing our knees. Letting go of our hips. And just letting them root into the earth. Feeling our fingertips gently on top of the earth. The backs of our arms just resting. Feeling our chest rise and fall each inhale and exhale. Relaxing your shoulder blades. Fluttering our eyes closed, relaxing that forehead. Slowly inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Holding for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And exhaling for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Just slowly taking note of how we feel here, and just knowing that we can come back to this feeling anytime throughout our day just by focusing on our breath. Just by focusing on that breath, doing the 4, 7, 8 technique. We're just focusing on that breath coming in through our nose and out through our nose. It can do wonders for our mind. Just knowing that we have it within us to overcome anything outside of us. You can do this. You have everything you need already within you. And when you're ready, you can slowly roll onto one side, using that arm as a pillow. And then very slowly bring ourselves up to a seated position. So inhale those arms overhead, bring those fingertips together. Slowly exhale, bring them to our third eye for mindful thinking, to our mouth for mindful speech, and to our heart for mindful intention. Thank you all for coming to 8 p.m. yoga. My name was Avni, and it was a pleasure being with you guys tonight. Namaste. A quick announcement before we go away. Please make sure that you register for our Fall Fitness Challenge. You can find more information on the KSU Sports Rec website. Register for a motivating, awesome time. And I look forward to hearing from you guys. Have a good night. Okay.